And there's something about the way your love shines on my face. Oh no, I can never get enough of you. This feeling can't be wrong. I'm about to get my worship on. I'm gonna sing a brand new song. Yeah, I'm about to get my worship on. Take me away on this beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Such a beautiful day.
Well, hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Tammie Tubbs, your host, and I am so excited on today. It's something about having a passion for fashion. You know, when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, I believe God just rained down blessings upon you. And he just gives you what I call Ephesians 3:20 blessings. He just bless you in spite of the people that are talking about you. So I'm just excited on today that God has sent these two beautiful, phenomenal leaders in our community. They're young, they're vivacious, and they're about the business. Designer Anthony Mitchell and Lena the Diva is here with me on the Tammie Tubbs Show. Thank you for joining me on today.
Thank you for having us.
You know what, Anthony? I owe you. It's been a long time coming.
Yes.
I'm feeling off on myself. But it's something about when God brings back a person's name to your remembrance. So thank you. I'm going to touch you and say thank you for forgiving me.
Thank you for having me. Yes. It's all about timing as well.
It is. It is all about God's timing, because I remember someone tried to connect us. And I said, I do see him on my show, but, you know, timing is everything.
Right.
And you were working, and I'm in the store shopping. And I looked and I said, I need you to be on my show. And you was like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So just tell me, why is such a time as this the time for what we call House of Cudella? You're presenting this phenomenal fashion show. Why is it the time now in this season?
I feel like it's the time now because in the fashion industry, especially here in Mississippi, it's very small. You know, they don't really know much about Mississippi as far as in fashion. You know, you hear fashion capital, you in the U.S., you think of New York City.
Right.
And taking that I've done New York Fashion Week, it opened my eyes to a large variety of things, and to compete, you know, just to win and go up there and show. I was like, you know, just thinking I'm going to go up there and show off my work. I'm not looking for a trophy, but to say, hey, this guy all the way from Mississippi beat 21 designers from New York.
Wow.
So I was just like, you know, it's time now to take what I've learned there, utilize those tools, bring them back here to Mississippi, and help a lot of my fellow classmates and colleagues out.
That's amazing. Lena the Diva, you're over there smiling. Are you proud of him for the work that he's been doing?
Oh, am I proud? When I met this man, he was just designing. He wasn't doing anything with it. So I was like, you got to get this stuff out there. Like, you got to be great and start showing the world your designs, because they need to see it.
Right. When she told you that, were you reluctant? Were you like, no, I will? What were your thoughts? Did you see yourself where you are now? I mean, like you said, you traveled to New York City. I mean, showcased and won, and you're from Mississippi.
Yes.
And people often say that down south that we're slow, that we're the last to get everything.
Yes.
But you want this, oh no, baby, we own it. we're a high step above. So, I mean, was it some resistance, some hesitance? What was going on with you?
From the beginning, and Lena can tell you that, she was like, Anthony, you got to stop speaking so negative. Anthony, you out of the mouth speak a blessing or a cursing. You keep cursing yourself, so you got to start speaking a lot of more blessings into your life. And without God and without this young lady, I'm telling you, God is the one who brought us together, because we had a lot of the same friends and just did not know each other.
Isn't that amazing?
And just so happened brought us together. We started working. She's encouraged me and has helped me build my brand more than I couldn't have done it on my own without her help.
And that's what life is about. When God gives you a vision, you have to have a great team, but you need somebody that's in the trenches with you, that's going to be your ride or die, as they say. And when you feel like giving up, I'm sure she was like, come on, we're going to do this. So just tell me, Lena, how did you all meet? How did God divinely connect you all?
Well, he went to Northeast.
Yes, Northeast.
And my cousin went to that school also. And I guess he had talked me up.
Yes.
And we just kind of became friends. We was actually staying in the same apartment complex.
Isn't that amazing?
Didn't even know it.
God's timing. Timing is everything.
It is.
I mean, you were in the same place, but didn't even know each other. And then God brings you together, and your personalities just merge together. Like, I like you.
Yes.
I you.
And through a partnership of business, just birthed a friendship.
Right.
Bond, it was just unbreakable.
Right. That's amazing. So tell me about Anthony Mitchell. Who are you?
Anthony Mitchell is a young, very talented, very humble. No, humble, because, humble means you still got a little bit of meat left. So I'm very
got a little
humble.
bit to work with.
Yes. So, but I'm very creative. I'm very quiet. I'm very behind the scenes. But as my brand has been growing, I've been trying to break out of this shell and push myself to the forefront. He's just somebody that's just very passionate about what he's doing and, looking forward in the future, trying to figure out ways to give back to my community. Because to go to my old high school and see those younger kids say, we see you, we saw your stuff, you're amazing, we want to be designers. It means to me that I've done my job and have not done enough, and I'm still trying to do more.
And you are originally from where?
West Point, Mississippi.
Oh, wow.
Yes, very small West Point, Mississippi.
Just the GTA, God is doing something in the GTA.
Yes.
He's raising people up and bringing them from behind to the forefront. People that people have looked down on, that they've kind of shut some doors or they didn't believe in your dream.
Yes.
And then when he says go, you just go. What were some things that you told him that kind of encouraged him, other than speak life? What were some things that you remember telling him and you saw him begin to walk in it?
Well, I just told him, first thing first, you're never going to do until you do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he was just, like I said, he was just kind of making his designs. He was drawing his stuff. He wasn't showing anybody. I said, well, hey, why don't you try to do this fashion show? When he did Mississippi Fashion Week at his first fashion show. Was that like 2 years ago?
3. Going on 3.
Wow.
3 years ago, yeah.
But I was just telling him, that you have this talent for a reason, and God wants to use you, and He wants to use what He gave you to, help inspire somebody else. So, I just kept pushing him because I'm telling you, he wasn't gonna do it.
Why were you hesitant?
Well,
what was the thing that was keeping you to the place where you were like?
I've always been that type of, it's just, I'm nervous on what other people thought or what they would say.
Yeah.
And I had to really break myself with that. And even to this day, like people pass by, because I have my studio on Main Street, and people pass by and they see the clothes, and it's just like, this is like something we've never seen before.
What's the name of the studio?
It's Loft 6 Studios.
Wow.
Yes, Loft 6 Studio is the name of the studio. Me and a couple of my colleagues, we put money together, we put our minds together. It's photographers, and I'm the only designer in there. So, we do works, and that's actually where the show is going to be held. So,
Amen. We got to come take a tour. I know the viewers would like to come take a tour.
Definitely.
Because, sometimes people can see you, but they don't see you.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
But today, I do believe that God is about to allow people to see you and not judge you.
Yes.
Your phone is going to be ringing off the hook. You might as well get ready. Appointments, everything. I literally see that God is about to expand you even the more. New York, I see what they say, Italy, Milan, Italy.
Yes.
You're about to hit the runway there. So prepare.
Yes.
Don't despise small beginnings of the Tammie Tubbs Show. Honey, God is about to expand you above. What is your greatest dream? One of my greatest dreams actually has come true, but I have so many more. And that's being published in Vogue magazine. Awesome.
After doing New York Fashion Week, I got a phone call, I think a few weeks I got back, and they were speaking in Italian. And I was like, well, I took some of this at MSU. I don't know what they're saying. I understood certain words, and I thought maybe it was a bill collector. So
you hung up.
Yes. And they, the lady that published the photos, she called and she was like, hey, is this Anthony? And I was like, yeah. She said, this is Diane from New York. She said, they published your work in Vogue Italia.
Did you have a heart attack right there?
Could not breathe because it was the day before my birthday. And I was like, this is the greatest birthday gift ever to come off of winning New York Fashion Week, of an extension of Harlem Fashion Week, and to now have a publication in Vogue Italia. I was like, this is God opening more and more and more doors for me.
Yes.
So I had to give him all the thanks, because without him, I would have not made it as far as I've made it. And I know I'm going to go a lot further because I have to put him first. And that's all it's been instilled in me. You cannot do nothing without God, and without him, you're going to fail.
Right.
So, you know, every time I do a show, I'm super nervous. I'm always praying to him. Like I tell my team all the time, if I'm super confident, that's when we need to worry. But when I'm nervous, we're going to have a good show.
That's the best thing ever, you know, and you just knocked it out of the park. No matter how high you go, where God takes you, is always that nervousness, even though you know that God has you, is that nervousness. Is like, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? Is this going to work? But that's when you know that God has you.
And there's something about the way your love shines on my face. Oh no, I can never get enough of you. This feeling can't be wrong. I'm about to get my worship on. I'm gonna sing a brand new song. Yeah, I'm about to get my worship on. Take me away on this beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Such a beautiful day.
The host, and not only she's the host, but she's the creative director of my brand.
Awesome.
So, you know, I tell a lot of people, if you don't have a good creative director by your side, your brand is nothing.
Right.
Because you've got to be willing to take this person and believe, you know, their vision that they have for you, and they're not going to steer you wrong. And I'm telling you, if I wouldn't have had this young lady here with me, I would probably still be sewing in my apartment.
Wow. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, I thank you for speaking life into him, to see that, no, there's much more. You have to get up from this place and go, because so many people need, especially in Mississippi. You know, we see reality TV and people try to be carbon copies of other people, but I believe that God has made originals. We're not supposed to be a carbon copy. Do you stay in your lane? And when you stay in your lane, that's when God will begin to exceed your expectation. And you're in your lane. You're in your zone. You know, and my teacher told me this so many times as a young kid. She was like, Tammie, when you're in your lane, you don't have a competition. There's nobody to compete against you because you're going to be at the top of your game. So I say that to you. You have no competitors. There's no competition. Stay in your lane and stay listening to God.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm telling you, honey, you know this. You haven't seen anything yet.
I always have to tell Anthony to just focus on what he's doing and just not worry about what everybody else is doing, because he was just so worried about being good as everybody else. But God had already set it up for him to be really as great as he needs to be where he needs to get to.
So true. I've sneak peek because, you know, certain times things come on your timeline on social media and I'll click on it like, okay, let me move forward. But, you know, you're sitting beautifully, gracefully right now. But when a microphone hits your hand, you transform. And that's, you know what they say, the anointing. But when it's a gift and a passion, you get in your zone and you do your thing. So that's why I said, don't miss God and what God is calling you to do. Because you've served him and you've been there with him. But don't miss the moment, because there's some things, some dreams that you have. Don't miss the moment. Y'all gonna always be connected. But don't miss the moment. You're saying, oh, I just like doing this because you better work it. You know what I'm talking about.
I'm trying.
Tell her, Anthony, don't try to tell her the what.
Let me tell you, she's already doing it because shortly after my event, she will be hosting her own event on October 27th.
October 27th.
Yes, her model masterclass. And it's a lot of females and a lot of males that are in this area in all over Mississippi that are looking to get into the industry. And I was like, I can only teach you how to sew. I'm going to teach you how to draw.
That's your lane.
Design. Right. But let me put you on this young lady who can teach you the ins and outs of this business.
Wow.
Because she's helped not only me, but so many others in and out of the fashion industry within Mississippi and outside of Mississippi.
So would you like to share some light? See, that's great friendship.
Of course.
Because you're like, wait a minute, hold on. Now, you're doing this. That's great friendship. That's love. So share, more about the modeling. And our children need etiquette. We need that, especially our young females, from the way that they dress, attire. Much needed.
Yes.
Professionalism.
Yes.
So I modeled for about 10 years. And so I call myself retired now. But I just always had a heart for models. And I met a model about 2 or 3 years back, and she was a student in Mississippi State, and she's from Ghana.
Yeah.
And I was doing a shoot, and I was looking for a face, and she emailed me. She don't really have, just like a lot of people here to help her, she's only been in the U.S. for about 6 years, but she was just so beautiful.
Wow.
And I was just like constantly using her for my portfolio building. And just like within a year of us just like working together and building up her pictures, she got contacted by an agency and she got signed. So, and I met another girl last year, which she's moved, and hopefully she still models, but within just months of me working with her, she was about to get signed by the same agency, and it's agency in New Orleans that's really doing amazing things. Like she's gotten to do ad campaigns, shoots, a runway, and I just thank God for connecting us. Amen. Because I always, like I said, loved modeling, and I was just like, well, I didn't get where I wanted to be, so maybe it just wasn't meant for me to do. But God used what I had learned for myself to help these other women, and I just see a lot of times in Mississippi and just in general where models start out and they don't have the guidance. Like they're working with a lot of photographers. Sometimes photographers don't have the model's best interest at heart. Sometimes they just don't really know where to start. So I wanted to just kind of host an event because people ask me all the time, just like, how can I start? Especially me being a plus size model, they really want to know like how to find that confidence, just who to talk to, where to start. And so I just wanted to put something together to just get those ladies what they need. So I have a lot of models from Mississippi that are successful. I have Acacia McBride. She's from Maben, Mississippi, doing so many big things in Atlanta. The girl I just mentioned, because she's really want to sell the models in Mississippi to get signed and actually have a chance to go off and work with brands and brand names and stuff like that. And I have plus size models coming for representation, and my friend Nana Kumi, who is a celebrity makeup artist in New York, is coming like all the way down here to just give them the tip. She's worked with so many signed models while she's up there working. So I just want them to have that information.
You've been birthing leaders.
Yes. And she don't believe it. She don't believe it.
If your dad was here, he would say you've been a midwife. You've been birthing leaders. I hear you, Dr. McIntosh. I hear him. You've been birthing leaders, and sometimes we feel like, why didn't I make it? Why didn't I succeed? Because it wasn't about you. It was about having the gifts and the talents to be able to have other people to connect with, to birth out, and to connect them to where they need to be. Exactly. But at the end of the day, you have served your purpose.
And that's all I want to do.
You have served your purpose.
Exactly.
So continue. And having the designer, and then you have the one over here, and that baby, now that you have the clothes on, now how are you going to walk?
Exactly.
Y'all are forced to be reckoned with.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Y'all are forced to be, and you know that. You are forced to be reckoned with. So I'm just like humbly, gratefully, and I said humbly because God is still working with me. There's some things that I can be honest and say, I have to say, Lord, keep my mind. But again, I want to say congratulations to you for stepping out in faith, and thank you for encouraging him, and thank you all for showing us today what true friendship is like, what being, what they say, a boss is all about. Yes. But I have to ask this question. I want you to address this camera, and those that are watching, Anthony. When you don't feel as if you deserve it, how do you respond?
As a result of the television ministry on this station or wherever has surrendered their life to Jesus Christ and been born of the Spirit of God. When that soul of infinite value, we can put a dollar and cents figure on this building and on the equipment, but no one can ever put a dollar and cents figure on the value of one precious, never-dying soul. And so the second challenge is manward, to the supreme importance of the individual in the economy of God. We have this ministry, the Apostle Paul declared. It is the ministry of Christ, and we are charged with a tremendous responsibility.
Jesus Christ, the living Son of the living God, is the one to whom this television station is dedicated to. Because the Lord has put it in our hearts that long ago. And we thank God for what he has done by his hand.
And there's something about the way your love shines on my face. Oh no, I can never get enough of you. This feeling can't be wrong. I'm about to get my worship on. I'm gonna sing a brand new song. Yeah, I'm about to get my worship on. Take me away on this beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Such a beautiful day.
There's some people that are watching right now that feel like God's not gonna bless me. I don't deserve this. How do you respond?
I felt like that a majority. A part of the time of my career thus far, because I was just like, there's still some things that I'm still learning. There's still some things, and I feel like as a human, as an individual, there's always room for education. There's always room to learn and do more. I feel like in that time, even when you get down in that low and you feel like I don't deserve it, just know in the back of your mind and at the bottom of your heart, you deserve it. You're worthy enough, because if you fought this hard to get this far, you come too far to turn around.
Amen.
So yeah, you carry that torch and that beacon of hope for that next person behind you who's just saying, I can't do this, or I don't feel like I'll be successful. You can. And it's so crazy. And I've just noticed it a few weeks ago, speaking to a couple of other friends that are trying to come up and be entrepreneurs, off of leaning on me. I was like, look at me. I was in their situation, beating myself down, saying, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. And I really sat to myself and thought, I just encourage two young men to go out there and do it. If I can do it, you can.
Yes.
So it's a full circle. And I thank God for Lena being in my life and giving me a different mindset, keeping me on the right track with God. Because, this young lady takes me to church with her. Yes. We have revival. I'm there when she needs me to be. So it's just like, it's a lot that I can be thankful for. And that's one main thing I'm thankful for, having this young lady by my side.
Amen. Amen. Any final words that you would like to give to someone that's beating themselves up, that feels like giving up and it's like, this is not working, I'm gonna throw the towel in? Any final words you want to give to someone? Look into that camera real quick and share that with them.
I just feel like no matter what you're going through, and even though you feel like it can't be you, you're the exact person for the job. God chose you. God made you. God already destined you to be whatever you're going to be. So just trust God and trust the process, even though the process, it might be moving slow. I thought I was going to be way gone past Mississippi now, but I'm here and I'm still walking in my purpose. So purpose. So just keep your eyes focused on God and he'll lead you where you need to go.
Amen. Amen. Oh my goodness. I tell you, I can't say this enough. You all are a force to be reckoned with. And as Sasha Cobb said, you ain't seen nothing yet. Ooh, there's about to be a tsunami that's about to hit your lives because you all have been faithful. And I've seen when a person like me, you've cried tears. I can feel and know that there's been some tears that nobody's ever seen but God. So to God be the glory for what he's doing and what he's about to do in your life. I'm just happy to say I'm connected. It's like my little sister and my little brother, I'm connected. So I can say I'm traveling with him too. Yeah, I remember Play the Tape. Don't forget where you came from. Well, I love you guys. Thank you. And I'm sure that it's okay if I share with viewers real quick, fast on her. You saw, you've heard, you've seen. Now we're about to showcase, I'm telling you, his dream, his fashion. And if you just stay tuned, it's going to just blow your mind because God is doing exceedingly abundantly above that we could ever ask or think in West Point, Mississippi through this phenomenal man of God. And I'm just honored just to say that you are my brother, that you are my sister. Thank you. Thank you for saying yes to the call. Everybody don't have to preach on a platform, but you're preaching through your fashion.
Thank you.
You are what you wear. I love it. You are what you wear. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. All right, you guys. Well, my time is definitely up, but we're going to end this segment with just some highlights of great things that he's done here in the state of Mississippi. So enjoy the music, enjoy the fashion, and if they need to contact you, how can they actually reach you?
You can follow both of my business pages on Facebook. It's House of Qdella, that's Queedella, or you can follow Keith Dupree, and the same thing on Instagram and stuff, which just has the underscores in between. That's House _of_Qdella, Queedella, or either Keith Dupree.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, you guys are going to do something different right now. Put your right hand out, your left hand out, cross it over, and give yourself a big hug and say, I love me some me.
I love me some me.
I love it. I love it. If you don't love you, who will love you? So be the best you can be. Give God what you have, and I guarantee you he'll do the rest. I love you. God bless you, and I'll see you next time on the Tammie Tubbs Show. Until then, be blessed, and remember, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. It never will. Until then, be blessed.
And there's something about the way your love shines on my face. Oh no, I can never get